Most people believe that once the stressful situation ends, their stress should go away too. The deadline passes, the crisis settles, life slows down, but their body doesn't. And that's what leaves so many people feeling exhausted, tense, or on edge, even when things are supposedly fine. If you've ever thought, I don't understand why I'm so tired. Nothing is technically wrong with me, but I just don't feel like myself. This video is for you. Because stress doesn't leave the body just because the stressor is gone. And that's not a personal failure. It's just biology. Here's the key idea most people were never taught. Stress is not just an emotion. It's a physiological process. Your nervous system responds to threat by mobilizing energy, increasing heart rate, muscle tension, focus, and alertness. That response is designed to complete a cycle. But modern stress rarely allows that cycle to finish, so the body stays activated. In nature, stress responses are short-lived. An animal escapes danger, the threat passes, and the body discharges all of that built-up energy. But our stressors are different. Emails, deadlines, caregiving, responsibility, pressure to perform, pressure to hold it all together. The mind moves on, but the nervous system often doesn't. So the stress response stays partially active. Not intense enough to feel like panic, but not quite enough to feel rested, relaxed. So that's why many people experience chronic tension or chronic exhaustion. This is where many well-meaning strategies fall a bit short. People are told to take time off, sleep more, hurry up and relax, push through until the weekend or your next vacation. And while rest is very important, rest alone doesn't complete that stress response. That's why people can take time off and still come back to work feeling really tired. The system never finished what it started. That's why so many capable, high-functioning people often feel confused by their stress. They're doing all the right things. They're responsible. They're resilient. They're strong. And yet their body feels like it's always bracing for something. And that doesn't mean they're broken. It means their nervous system hasn't had the opportunity to truly reset. And when stress doesn't resolve, people often blame themselves. They think they're not coping well enough, not disciplined enough, not resilient enough. But this isn't about willpower. It's about understanding how the body processes stress and what actually helps it move through and out of that state. And once you understand this, the experience stops feeling so personal, and then it becomes workable. So if stress doesn't disappear on its own, what actually helps the body complete the stress response? That's where nervous system regulation comes in. And it's very different from simply relaxing or thinking positively. In the next video, I explain what the nervous system actually needs in order to reset, and why small, specific practices matter far more than pushing harder or resting longer. And once this part makes sense, everything else about stress recovery starts to click. So I invite you to continue here